I joined Yeshivat Noam in July of 2008. Prior to that, I was the administrator at Mayano Yeshiva High School for Girls. I was a member of the Board of Trustees at Yeshivat Noam, and I was invited to join the search committee for a new executive director. The rest is history.
Enid never looks for attention, never looks for the spotlight, but she's always there behind the scenes, making sure that every classroom, every teacher, every administrator has what they need. From buses bringing children to school in the morning, to lights, heat, air conditioning, to the buses going home in the afternoons, and everything in between. Enid makes everything run at Yeshivat Noam.
I care very much about Yeshivat Noam. I care about the physical plant. I care about the students. I care about the parents. It's important that the children come in every single day and have a happy and meaningful experience. I take pride in the fact that the classrooms are a place where learning is taken seriously.
There's a lot of Enid in the building, and you could tell her investment and her care on every detail is so important to her. My mom is really devoted. I think everybody knows she lives, sleeps, eats, breathes Yeshivat Noam.
I love being at Yeshivat Noam.
But it gives her so much pride and so much pleasure to be able to think of new ideas, be creative, really give to the teachers and to the administration the best of her.
One of the things we value at Yeshivat Noam is valuing our faculty and showing our appreciation to our faculty who are incredible. And that all comes from Enid as well. Whether it be any of the faculty gifts that we give out throughout the year that come from Enid, and all the faculty recognition events that Enid is intimately involved in making happen. Enid is also sensitive. She gets it. She knows that if we're asking the faculty to stay after school for professional development, she's there. She's going to make sure that they have snacks, that they're well fed. She's like everybody's mother.
Full stomach, a full heart. It's very important to me that the teachers are happy here. Many of the things that I do are for teachers' recognition, knowing that if they're happy and they're comfortable in their working environment, then they're going to do the best job that they can inside the classroom, which is really where the magic happens.
Enid exudes positivity in the business office and around the building. She's often the first one at Yeshivat Noam in the morning and the last one to leave. Enid deeply cares for each and every person in the building and often gives guidance and support both professionally and personally.
Enid and Ziska truly exemplifies who we are at Yeshivat Noam. We take pride in Yeshivat Noam in our culture of kindness, in the warmth, and the caring that we have for every individual. And that's exactly who Enid is. Enid not only cares about the children in the school, but she cares about and takes care of the entire faculty and staff. Enid is there for them, and not just there for them in getting them what they need. It's the warmth, it's the smile, it's the care and the love that she exudes and gives to every single person in Yeshivat Noam that makes Enid so special.
This is my 15th year at Yeshivat Noam. One of my proudest moments was in 2011, September of 2011, when we unified our campus. We unified all of our students together on one campus. When I started at Yeshivat Noam in July of 2008, there were 450 children approximately. Today there are 832. I am proud to be part of that growth and expansion of Yeshivat Noam. We have amazing activities, starting with the beginning of the school year. We have an open house, all the way through to the end where we have graduation. Interspersed in the middle of that, the Tekas Sidur, Tekas Chumash. We host grandparents here. That's probably one of my most favorite days of the year. I'm very proud of the relationships that we've developed, that I have developed with our local municipal leaders. We have an amazing security team. I work with an incredible maintenance crew headed by Luis Sanchez, who's just an incredible human being.
When I first joined the security committee here at Yeshivat Noam and started to work with Enid, I came to appreciate all the myriad of logistical nightmares that we were facing as we tried to build a fence. The fence was different than the gate company, that was different than the people that were going to build the shed, that were different than the people that installed the locks, that did our software that allowed people in and out of the building. And all of this needed to come together for us to complete the project. And all of this would not have happened without Enid's partnership and dedication to the project.
I am honored to work with Rabbi Hagler, to partner with him. I admire his passion and his sensitivity and his ability to understand children and do what's best for them. Thank you to my family, who has always respected my job, my responsibilities, and have always allowed me to make this, some would say, my first home, but really my second home, and my true love and my true passion. Every day is an amazing day at Yeshivat Noam. There's a joy, there's an energy, there's a happiness, and for me, there's a tremendous amount of pride and joy knowing that I had a part in making sure that it came off well, that it happened.
There's a running joke in my family that Yeshivat Noam does it best. She loves coming home from work on a Friday night and telling us about the amazing things that have happened and the pride that she's taking in everything that's going on in Yeshivat Noam. And we all laugh that there's nobody who could possibly do it better than Yeshivat Noam. And we think it's true.
Because it's not a job, it's my passion. I love being here. Nobody does it better than Yeshivat Noam.
Rabbi Jeremy Hellman is a uniquely talented Yeshivat Noam teacher. Not only is he an incredible social studies teacher in the middle school, but he's basically built our entire history curriculum from 6th through 8th grade over the last 10 plus years.
I went for a model lesson and I loved it. I gave a model lesson on Ellie Cohn, the spy, and the kids were interested, I was interested, and I knew from that point that that was something that I wanted to do. And after meeting with Rabbi Hagler, I really saw what the school was all about. I saw, the warmth that the teachers had for the children, that the kids had for their teachers, for each other, and I knew that this was a place that I wanted to work in.
He's a great role model. He creates a positive connection with his students. He even keeps in touch with his students who are alumni, and when alumni come and visit Noam, they love visiting his class.
I think Rabbi Hellman's being honored this year because history is notoriously boring, but with Rabbi Hellman at Yeshivat Noam, it's really interesting, and he makes the past very exciting.
Most importantly, I had an amazing mentor, Mrs. Becky Trudler, who showed me how to teach, how to work with children, and really the Yeshivat Noam way in educating our children. Yeshivat Noam's motto of teaching the whole child, of that recognizing that everyone can learn. And sometimes they need to learn in different ways, how to reach every single child, because that's something that's really important to me, to be able to reach every single child. And that's what I think is so important here at Yeshivat Noam.
In social studies, Rabbi Hellman does an activity where he puts a picture up and we get to describe what we see in the picture. And it's a really fun way for us to visualize what we're learning about.
Jeremy is the king of dad jokes. He brings it into his classroom. Whether kids think it's funny or not, they walk away remembering his lines.
Rabbi Hellman is a great teacher because he always makes social studies so fun, and he tells great jokes, and he plays games with us, and I always look forward to his class.
I think what makes Jeremy really special is the way that he connects with the students and the way that he really gets to know his students.
Interacting with the kids on a very simple level in a hallway. How's it going? Shabbos afternoon, seeing them. I'm so fortunate to be able to have those moments with the students here at Yeshivat Noam.
There are a few teachers that span the range that Jeremy spans.
If he has a crazy idea and he'll say it, and it'll take time to plan, it'll take time to accomplish this task, he steps in every time. How can I help?
There's just very little in the middle school that happens that Jeremy Hellman is not a part of. Jeremy contributes way beyond the classroom in the middle school. He's created our debate team, and students over the years have learned so many debate skills and enjoyed the competitions that he's brought them to. He created our incredible interactive Yom HaShoah program in the 8th grade. Rabbi Hellman has given shiurim both to students and to faculty over the years. And his Torah knowledge and Torah teaching is incredible as well.
Jeremy enhances the teacher morale.
A true highlight working at Yeshivat Noam is really being able to work with my friends. The people that I'm around all day are people that I love being with.
Probably the single greatest talent that he has is his cholent. You walk in here on a Thursday morning, and the smell of Jeremy Hellman's cholent emanating from the teacher's room hits you as soon as you walk in.
I'm very fortunate to be part of a family, both my parents, my in-laws, but especially my wife, Maggie, who's let me really be dedicated to Yeshivat Noam and has been part of the Yeshivat Noam family. Aside from being a teacher here at Yeshivat Noam, I'm also a proud parent of Yeshivat Noam. We currently have 3 children, a fifth grader, Yehuda, a second grader, Elisheva, and a kindergartner, Gili, who love coming to Yeshivat Noam. I feel honored to be recognized as Yeshivat Noam Faculty Award this year, but I feel that I'm really not just representing myself or my family, but really the entire Yeshivat Noam staff and faculty. And I really want to say my thank you to Rabbi Hagler, who's led by example and has shown his dedication to us, the teachers, to parents, to children, and really the entire Yeshivat Noam family. I can't see myself doing anything else other than working here.
Mazel tov, Abba, we love you.
Listen, Dahlia thinks this is all about her, but it's not. It's about me, right? Like, I've never been honored by Yeshivat Noam before, and I sleep in their colors. For goodness sakes, it's not about her. It's about me. You with me? You got it? Let's go. Rock and roll.
Is that what you're wearing?
Yeah, it's what I'm wearing. It's the new Yeshivat Noam swag. Fine. I remember that we were at a Yeshivat Noam open house, and I remember listening to them enraptured with, wow, I've never heard about a school that does that before. And I said, this is the school for us.
Together, Dahlia and Icky are a power couple. They are just givers, people that are always there for Yeshivat Noam and always there for the community. Icky really represents who we are at Yeshivat Noam. He is a Ben Torah. He's serious about his Torah learning. He imparts that to his children. He's somebody who, if we have a parent-child learning, you know that Icky's going to be there learning with his child with that incredible energy, enthusiasm, and simcha for Limud Torah.
When I was 12, my father passed away. Earnestly was not sure would I be able to stay in the yeshiva where I was. I don't know where the money came from, but it came from somewhere, and I was able to stay in that yeshiva through 12th grade. I also feel a personal achrayus to continue that tradition of making sure that people in the yeshiva who cannot necessarily afford to be there, to try and at least help in whatever little way that I can do that.
We live in a community where it appears that everybody's needs are being taken care of, but when you look beneath the surface, there are a lot of needs that are unmet. I try to figure out how to help those who might be in need.
Dahlia is just embodies chesed, embodies kindness, embodies sensitivity and caring for other people. But more than that, she puts that into action. Is it clothing? And how do we get that into their hands in a very sensitive way? Chayalim that need tzitzis, and putting together a program here at Yeshivat Noam. Single mothers on winter break with their children.
The kids that our parents do so much for us. They instill values in us. Our parents are always working on something with the school or with the community, and it's just awesome to live with them and be able to see that all the time.
Yeshivat Noam is really fortunate to have a family like the Stelzers in their community. They really are all in chesed, all of the activities that they brought to the school. For example, the clothing drive that she almost single-handedly runs, the Purim costume gemach, the food drives that she runs.
Over the years, there's been dozens of committees that Dahlia's been on, probably nothing more impactful than the Chesed committee and the Chesed programs we have here at Yeshivat Noam that Dahlia has created, and that's what's shaping our students as not just B'nai Torah, but B'nai Chesed as well.
When I was on the Chesed committee with Granny Zlotnick, one year we took the kids on a Gemach tour. We went from garage to garage and we showed the kids all the different Chesed that was available in our community. And the goal was really to inspire them to take ideas of Chesed with them as they are getting older.
I'm even shocked by the things people tell me that my mom does for the community. Like, she's so humble and so quiet about everything. Even from a young age, my mom would always take me out to do, like, participate in the clothing drive or like the hot cocoa drive or even little stuff. And I think that really like instilled just like to help people and like do whatever we can for our community. I think that's just like such a valuable lesson that I've learned from such a young age.
I had the opportunity to co-chair the online Bidding for Good auction with Dahlia. She literally spent thousands of hours over each of the summers soliciting prizes, managing the details, and posting all of the packages to the website. Over the years, this auction raised over $80,000 for tuition assistance.
Every dad in Yeshivat Noam really appreciates Icky because no matter what any dad does, they can never really embarrass their child because it's Icky.
Our parents and our dad especially are known for embarrassing us. Like, he's taken it to an art form, I think.
I think it's his mission.
Have you ever seen Icky on the first day of school? I'm waiting for him to climb up on the lamppost with me one day.
I'm not so sure that my kids were very happy about this. Every year, I looked forward to turning the corner in the parking lot, seeing the big balloons, hearing the music, but more importantly than any of that was seeing the legitimate smiles on the faces of the administrators and the teachers who were so happy to see all the kids just coming back after a summer away. If I could come back to the first day of school next year, even though Bailey's graduating, might seem a little weird, I get it, but I'd love to come back. In addition to being one of the great mechanchim of our generation, Rabbi Hagler is an incredible human being.
We really feel like we had a partner in raising our children with Yeshivat Noam.
I've loved all the friendships that I made at Yeshivat Noam.
When I think of Yeshivat Noam, I think of my entire childhood.
My childhood is Yeshivat Noam.
My in-laws are incredible people. Dahlia's parents, my parents, were amazing role models for us. I love them to pieces. Safta, I know you're out there.
Growing up as the children of Dahlia and Icky Stelzer is awesome. We love our parents so much, and they're our biggest role models, our biggest supporters, and we're really privileged and grateful.
I had the pleasure of working with Icky on the 2020 Yeshivat Noam floating graduation, and he was so good at executing all of my amazing ideas. Really, thank you, Icky, for being honored for all of my ideas.
We've talked about this. This is not our first rodeo, Rabbi Hagler. How are you going to take a picture and be safe and socially distanced?
Mindy and David are such a great example of a couple that just, almost from the time they started Yeshivat Noam, got involved in every aspect of Yeshivat Noam.
When our kids were young, or older too, and we decided we would try to start a new school.
We were looking all over the place trying to find, examples of different mission statements from different schools. And as we were putting together the mission statement for our school, we kept on coming back to the Yeshivat Noam mission statement again and again. At that point, we're like, why are we starting our own school when we could just send our kids to that school?
Right.
And that's pretty much when we made the decision to send our kids to Yeshivat Noam and move to Teaneck.
Okay, so that's September. We had Eliana starting first grade and Abigail started Buds. And 2 weeks later, Eliana said to me, "Thank you for switching me to Noam. I love it so much."
And now our oldest child has gone through the entire Yeshivat Noam and then on to high school and is now, made Aliyah.
Hi from Israel. First I wanted to say, Mommy and Daddy, Mazal Tov. Me, Abigail, and Eliza are so lucky to have parents who really taught us what it means to be Balei Chesed, what it means to give back to the community. And to both you guys and Yeshivat Noam, thank you so much for just 8 years of phenomenal education. I always had teachers who were so attentive to both my educational and my emotional needs, who instilled amazing values in me, like Zionism. And I just don't know where I would be today if it wasn't for Yeshivat Noam.
Over the last few years, Mindy has become a Nitzani Noam teacher, and it just means everything to her.
Where she takes care of, where she loves, where she molds and develops our youngest students, our most impressionable students, and gives them that warmth, that confidence, that feeling of success that they're going to keep with them for the rest of their lives.
Led by Alana Kessler, who is just the most amazing, warmest person, and my co-teachers. It's just the happiest place on earth.
She's just so special. She is so loving with her smile and her ability to just make you feel loved.
Well over 10 years ago now, originally started off helping with the fundraising. As part of that, you want to understand more about the school, how it operated, where the money was going, so you could be an advocate for the school, the money. And that led me to the next step, which was joining the finance committee and then ultimately the executive board, playing a role in setting the budget every year and working with the professional administration of Yeshivat Noam. One of the things that really stood out was the amount of care and effort and thoughtfulness that went into each and every dollar that is spent at Yeshivat Noam.
Sensitive to the needs of the teachers, as well as being sensitive to the needs of the parents.
David has been a dedicated volunteer as a board member, campaign ambassador, and a leader of the finance committee. I have worked with David for many years on the school budget, and I've always been impressed by his strategic thinking, decision-making, and his detailed spreadsheets.
I've been working with David on the finance committee for 4 years now. First of all, he's just extremely enjoyable to work with. As you work through decisions with him, I realize every really kind of decision and thought David has a greater purpose to the school. We take kind of every decision in terms of the fiscal health of the school very seriously. It's very impressive, and I'm learning a lot as I work with him.
Mindy has gotten involved in the PSP to become the chairperson of the PSP and make sure that so many of the wonderful programs that our students are involved in are happening through her leadership and her guidance.
I think it was a little bit selfish in the beginning. I said, let me volunteer. I'm gonna meet great people, which I absolutely did. Some of my closest friends came out of those early years. It was so much more than I thought it would be.
Mindy is incredibly passionate about nutrition and about working with children, and she was able to bring these two passions together and create incredible programming for our kids.
My parents are being honored because of all the dedication and time they put into the school. Growing up, going to Noam, I see how much time and how much passion they put into every single thing that they do for the school, and I see how much they love the school and how much the school loves them back.
I feel proud that my mom and dad are being honored for volunteering at my school.
What I found at Yeshivat Noam, especially now that basically having 3 kids that have gone through the whole system, is that the school was really able to meet all their needs, their academic needs, their social emotional needs. And that's just the mark of an awesome school.
Another amazing thing about Mindy and David is that they're just always there. They show up. They're there to support us every time we call for them.
Growing up, I was in public school up until high school. When I was in 8th grade, I decided for high school that I wanted to go to a Jewish day school in my community. And my parents said, okay. I just want to thank my parents because they made this huge step. They believed in me and they allowed me to take the path I wanted to take. And looking at my own kids today and to see how well-versed they are in Torah and how connected they are in Torah. Mom and Dad, I want you to know that you gave me the biggest gift and thank you for everything you did for me.
Mom and Dad, I want to thank you too for the education that you gave me, the role model that you were for me growing up, and setting me up for what I think is a tremendous life and that we've been able to live and been able to hand on to our kids.
Mazel tov, Mommy and Daddy, on being honored tonight.
Mazel tov, Mommy and Daddy. I love you so much, and I'm so, so proud of you.
Thank you so much for just being the most amazing parents, and I'm so, 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 so proud of you guys.